Today we're going to take this cracked broken screen and replace it with a new one. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is remove the band. And I've taken my Holiday Inn credit card, filed it so that it's a little bit thinner at the end, and I'm just going to use that to get in here. Makes it a little bit easier. Now with the band off, we'll remove these rubber pads. I'm just using a pin. These just cover up the screw holes. And then using a small Phillips, remove the screws.
I don't know if we'll be able to tap these screws out.
Just grabbing a magnet to try and pull these screws out. Now to open it, we just need to pry it apart right along this seam here. You could use a metal screwdriver, but then you risk damaging the plastic. And if you don't have a broken screen, I guess you could actually are more likely to damage the screen.
There we go.
Looks like this side is started, so we'll just work on this side now. Now that it's popped apart a little bit, we can finish pulling it apart. There we go, we're in. So basically all we have to do is take all of the guts out of this and put them in the new screen. So we need to undo these connectors here. This one's for the screen, I believe, for the display. This one's your battery. And then this main board should come out. It's just held in with a couple little clips. And you can just lift it out gently. There we go. So to get the battery out, you could try warming it a bit, but you need to get up underneath it to loosen the glue. And I think if we go under this side, we could use this to pull it just a little bit. And get this underneath to lift. There we go. You can see the adhesive here. And that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to damage the battery. Doesn't look too bad. But yeah, you don't want to damage the battery. Definitely don't want to tear that. So I think this might be the better side to pry on. Has a little bit more padding and protection. Maybe there's even a circuit board or something in there. I don't know. So now we've got the broken one. We'll take the good one and we'll put the battery in. So it's just reverse the process. Put the battery in. Put the main board in. In case anybody is wondering, this here little motor, that's your vibration motor to give you vibrate alerts. And this just pops back in. And then we just need to hook up these connectors. So we'll close up the battery, plug in the battery. Okay, it looks like everything's plugged in, so now we can put the cover back on. And to know which way the cover goes back on, this pad here with all the gold plates on this end goes towards where the battery is. Beside the battery there's all these connections. So we can just drop that in. Make sure you haven't lost any of these little rubber grommets here. These pop off too, so make sure you haven't lost any of those. Or if you, I don't know if they come with the new screens. The screen that I have is actually from a donor, so it had all the pieces. But I imagine that's not something that comes with the, if you buy a screen you probably don't get those little rubber pieces. But I believe you can order this whole piece. And I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. Okay, so let's close this up. And try powering it on. There we go. So this isn't mine, so I'm not going to set it up yet. I'm going to give it back to the person so that they can set it up. But I'll throw it on the charger, make sure it charges, and everything else works. So yeah, the reverse process is just putting the screws back in and the band back on. There's a magnet there. And we can put these back in if we want. These just cover up the screw head, so it's not super important. So that's all the screws in. We just have to put the band back on. And we want to make sure we get this on the right way. And the way these bands go on is this here little plastic piece locks in there, and so you just have to push this back to release it, and then put it back on. You just have to slide it on and it'll just click on. Like that. Oh, it's not quite on. That gap should close up. Like that. There you go. And I found the clip, the mechanism that holds this the band on the newer watches seems better than the old watches. It seems like the old watches, like my watch, the band comes off all the time. This is actually an aftermarket band too, and I find that quite often these are so easy to bend. They come off really easy. So I guess they fixed that with the new watches. They put in a much tighter spring. But yeah, that's what you're looking for in a good watch band on these things, is make sure that this is really hard to do. These ones I can't even do with my finger. I have to get something else in there to open it up. Okay, so that's done. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.